Hey everyone, I wanted to kind of go over some of the ones that may have caused a little struggle in class, make sure we're ready for tomorrow. So let's make sure we look at one like number for A, and I know this is a new setup. Let me know if a video like this is okay instead of using the Mobi and stuff like that to do it all digitally. So just let me know. One thing you need to be able to do is clear fractions. So we need to get rid of this this third and this half. And the way we do that is we can find the least common multiple of those two denominators of 2 and 3. And you know the multiples of 2 would be 2, 4, 6, and 8. 3 would be 3, 6, 9, 12. Well, if you look, 6, and those keep going, but you can see 6 is the least common multiple. So one way we can get rid of this is just multiply everything by 6. And a very simple way to do this, just for now, I mean you can speed it up later on, I'll just go ahead and multiply each term, each numerator by 6. So for instance, 6 times 4 is 24x, and then keep it over 3. Minus, and we're distributing here, 6 times negative 5 is 30, equals 6 times 3x is 18x, keep it over 2, and then 6 times 1 is 6. So what you can do now is you can kind of simplify these by kind of dividing out by your denominator. So 24 divided by 3 would be 8, and then keep your x, minus 30, equals 18 divided by 2 is 9x plus 6, and then you would go through your basic algebra, subtract x on both 8x on both sides, minus 30 equals x, 9x minus 8x is 1x, plus 6, so subtract your 6, you get minus 36 equals x. And that's all there is to it. Nothing too difficult. Do look at D. I'm not too concerned about B right now, but if you did need to look at B, just know you get your x's here and here, so you can subtract 1.5x from both sides. You'll wind up with 276x, 6.72x, and then you could add the 0.035 to the other side. There we go. Nope, there we go. Okay, that goes. So this would equal 4.44, and you would end up just dividing by 7.2. So if you did 4.44, this would be a weird number. You'd get 0.66x equals 0.66. And that's, just treat them like normal numbers and they'll come out fine. Do take a look at D, just in case you do this. Let's say I'm going to solve this and I subtract my 3x. 2x minus 3x would give me negative 1x minus 7 less than 12. Add the 7, and then I'm just going to move this over here. So you'd get negative x. Those would go away. Less than 12 plus 7 is 19. A big thing here, if you want to get rid of that negative, you could divide or multiply by -1. Let's just say we divide to get rid of it. When you do that, the sign changes. Okay, so big idea here. X would have to be greater than negative 19. Okay. So if anything you take away from that is to get rid of that. C and E are basically the same with distributive property. There's not much new to that. Let's make sure we look at F. So if we want to get rid of, and I'll have the full notes as a key, but I want to go over the big pieces in the video. So 2 and 4, we want to get rid of that. So find the LCM of 2 and 4. So you can have 2, 4, 6, 8. You'd have 4, 8, 12, and 16. But as you can see, 4 and 4, that's already it. So you can go and multiply everything by 4. And up here, you can just do each piece, but make sure you just keep it all over 2. So you get 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is, I'll keep that over 2. And then 4 times 3 is 12x over 4. Then just divide everything out. 4x divided by 2 is 2x. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3x. And then very simply you can subtract this 2x, because then the 2 will come down, and then 3x minus 2x is just 1x. So there's your answer. Okay. Do you understand the idea of continuous or discrete? So for instance, the weight of a plant, weight will be continuous because you can have, decimals of weight. Your weight isn't just, 100, let's say 10 pounds and then 11 pounds. It could be 11 point something pounds. So it's continuous. However, attendance would be discrete because you are either present or not present or tardy. There's no decimals in between or any way you can split that up. Now, yellow M&Ms, there's lots of debate. You could say either one actually. If I said continuous, then I'm saying, well, if you got a bag of M&Ms, let's say you open the bag and there was a cracked yellow M&M, there's only half of one. I get it. As long as you explain it like that, it's fine. Otherwise, you could say, well, a bag's either going to have just yellow M&Ms or they're just not going to count. Then that's fine as well. Okay? Let's make sure we look at the dimensional analysis here. Big thing is knowing where you're starting and where you're going. Okay? So we are starting at 280 centimeters and we're going to feet. So very simply, I'll move this one over here a little bit more. So very simply, I know I've got 280 centimeters, number one, and I want to wind up at feet. So I've got to get rid of the centimeters. So that means my centimeters need to go on the bottom because I will be able to divide these out. And then I need to go to inches. Well, I know that there are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. That's what I know. And then when I come here, I know I'm going to have to put inches on the bottom because I'm trying to go to feet. And 1 foot, I know there are 12 inches. So you got what you want. So you can very simply cancel out your units so that you're only left with feet. And look what I do. 280 times 1 times 1 is just 280 divided by 2.54 times 12. And you put that in the calculator and you will very simply get 9.19 feet. That's feet right there. And that's all there is to it. So then B, for instance, 40 miles to feet, that's going to be a really big number because I'm starting at 40 miles. I want to get rid of miles, so miles are going to go down here. And then what do I know? I know in 1 mile there's 5,280 feet. And that's it. That's what I'm trying to go to. So I was about to do extra stuff and didn't need to. So here's feet. So my miles cancel. 40 times 5,280. And you can think of that too. You have 40 of these, 5,280 feet, so it's just that 40 times. This is why we multiply. And this comes out to be 211,200 feet. Oops, sorry, that's off the side there a little bit. All right, so then, looking at C, we're going days to minutes. So let's start with 6 days. And this should become a much bigger number because there's a bunch of minutes. There's a lot of minutes in 6 days, so we know we're going to multiply. Days are here, so days are going to come down here. In 1 day, what's the next unit we can go down? We know there are 24 hours. We know hours are here, so what can we break down from hours? We can go hours to minutes. In 1 hour, there's 60 minutes. And then in 1 minute, oh, that's it. Gosh, I keep wanting to go further because that's where we're trying to end. So our units cancel, days go away, hours go away. 6 times 24 times 60. That ends up being 6 times 24 times 60 minutes, and that ends up being 8,640 minutes, 8,640 minutes. And then finally, hours to weeks. We know this is going to become a smaller number because there are less weeks than there aren't hours, right? In 1 week, there's a lot more hours than 7 days. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what I'm trying to say is we're going to divide, kind of like this guy, 280 centimeters to feet. There's going to be the number for feet will be smaller because 280 centimeters are tiny. So we go 1,120 hours. Then we know, hey, we need hours down here. Well, I'm trying to go to weeks, so I want to go up to days, right? I want to make my units become bigger because I'm trying to get to weeks. So it goes hours to days, and then days will go up to weeks. So I know there are 24 hours in 1 day, and then trying to go to weeks now, I know there are 7 days in 1 week. So your units can cancel: hour, hour, day, day. 1,120 times 1 times 1, so it's going to stay. Keep the week unit, 1 times 24 times 7, and you wind up with 6.7 weeks. So that's your dimensional analysis. The only other thing that I think needs to be covered here is these literal equations. Make sure you just know what's going on with the operation that you're doing. So for instance, I'm solving for t. These are being multiplied, so I just very simply divide. So t equals I over PR, and that's it, because those will cancel, and you're left with t. It does not matter since it's multiplication, these are associative or commutative, so you can move them around. So now solving for a, so whenever you see a attached to something, you're typically going to divide by that at the end. So we want to get rid of this b term first. There's a little plus here, a little understood positive b right there. So you're going to subtract b from both sides. G minus b equals negative ca. We're solving for a, then divide by negative c. Those go away, so a simply becomes g minus b over negative c. Then look here for t. So t is in between, being multiplied by 4 and k, but we got h to deal with. It's being divided by, so we're going to multiply times h on this side to make it go away. Multiply times h here. hu equals 4tk. I'll draw my k's like everybody likes them, lowercase k's. I know my k's look like r's to you. So there you go. There's lowercase k. And then we're going to, since 4 and k are multiplying to t, we're just going to divide by that. cancel, cancel. We're just left with t, so t equals 4u over, oh, sorry, hu, right, over 4k. And then our last problem that we'll do here, we're solving for y. So it's attached kind of to this, being multiplied by this -7, so we're going to deal with that last. So let's do something with this 3x. Let's subtract the 3x. Bring it down, -7y divided by -7.
Everything, and that's what y equals. And you're done. Okay. So, just make sure you review over everything. I think everybody's good on the graphs and the properties. The only other thing I can think of is maybe setting up this equation. Number 6, you're enrolling in college courses. The college charges a semester fee of $50 plus $200 per course. Graph the cost of taking 6 tickets. So let's make sure we can write the equation here. I'll just write it up here. Well, let's say I took 2 courses, then I know it's going to be $50 plus $400 because it was $200 per course. Well, since this changed, I know my variable will be next. I'm just going to call it C, $200 per course plus the $50, right? Equals the cost of taking it. So let's just call it C. So you could call this C equals $200 per course plus the $50 fee, which if you could find that deal in college, that'd be great because it's much more expensive than that. But if you have any questions, commenting helps. I can see if I can't respond to them, and just let me know if you need any more help or if there's anything better I can do. I really apologize about the way the copier printed this all off, but study hard, cover your problems up, cover your problem up, look at it, and then try to do it without looking at your notes. If you have to, then start all the way over, okay? So, good luck. Y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.